Hey everybody, it's Karen Bentley here. Today I am so excited to be talking to you about your magnificent life. Why it's so important to have a magnificent life for yourself and how to give it to yourself. That's the other important part, that you have the power to give yourself the life you want, the magnificent life you want. And so what I'm going to be sharing with you is why magnificence is important. And then I'm going to be giving you 3 paper processes that I use to give it to myself and 3 mind-oriented processes that I use to give it to myself. So we got a lot to cover. Let's get going. Firstly, why do you need a magnificent life? Well, the answer is pretty darn easy. You need to think about having a magnificent life and to give yourself a magnificent life to demonstrate self-love. I'm worthy. I'm worthy of having every good thing. I'm worthy of having what I want. I deserve what I want. So it's really a statement of your own worthiness that you can have what you want, that there's nothing to be bashful or ashamed of in having what you want. You're worth it. Every goodness, you're worth it. And the other part of that is that you have the power to give yourself what you want. Not only can you think of it, and just remember, every 3-year-old knows exactly what she or he wants, and they're not bashful about asking for it, and you have the same savvy as a 3-year-old. So not only do you know what you want, but you, as a grown-up person, can give it to yourself. You're not dependent on somebody else to make your heart sing. You, my friend, have the power to give yourself the magnificent life that you want and that you deserve. So that's the first reason. The second reason is that the magnificent life that you give yourself acts like a shield that keeps you from getting lost in the dark side. Every warrior, commonly called a soldier, every warrior in every country in our world has a shield to protect him or herself from projectiles, from things that are coming at him from the air and from the ground and from everywhere, and to, stay alive and to defend against aggressive humans. So every warrior has a shield of some kind, and you, as a warrior or as an everyday human, need a shield, and that shield is your magnificent life. It is going to protect you from the harshness and the hardness and the disappointments of life. I mean, this is just the way our world is. It's filled with disappointments, and you have to be able to, get through them. And this is what your idea of a magnificent life is going to do for you. It's going to help you to get through them without giving up on yourself, without indulging in the dark side, and without thinking you're not worthy, because none of those things are going to help you at all. But staying on track will. And having that vision fresh in your mind, that is going to take you where you want to go. So the other thing that you need to know about a magnificent life is that you need to hold your goals lightly, or they will make you crazy. If all you do is focus on your goal, you are going to be putting too much energy into it. So it's a little bit of a tricky maneuver here, where yes, you let your magnificent idea, vision guide you, but you focus on the daily process so that you don't make yourself crazy with it. And it's the idea of fado. Fado is a Japanese term for putting too much energy into something and then killing the thing with your overdose of energy. It is like feeding a plant too much fertilizer, where you kill the damn plant with your good intention. So you want to watch out for fado in your manifesting your magnificent life. And the way that you keep fado at bay is to focus on your daily process. Once you get the goal set, you focus on your daily process, and that just keeps you on track, and it keeps you from indulging in worry and angst and overzealousness to have what you want. So that is why you need a magnificent life, and that is how to prevent it from making you crazy. And now we are going to talk about exactly the process that I use for giving it to myself. And it's a 3-step paper process, I use 3 paper tools and I use 3 mental tools for manifesting my dream of a magnificent life. So first off is you have to know what your magnificent life is. What is it? What's in it? And what I like to do is find images, digital images, either in my own phone or online or from social media, or maybe from magazines if you still get them. Whatever it is, find images that represent what you think is magnificent. And I capture them, I save them on my computer, and then I start sorting through them to decide which are the ones that are the most meaningful to me. What do I really want? And I come up with, I don't know, anywhere between 6 to 10 images of what the components are of my magnificent life. And I turn them into a vision sheet. These are the images that comprise my current magnificent life, my current dream of a magnificent life. And I use the image and text to explain them to myself. And I don't start this on January 1st. I start it, this is kind of a running document for me where it changes. Maybe I change them every 3 months or so, maybe every 4 months. These are big decisions of what you want. They're not everyday decisions. It's a big decision. What do I want? And I put the picture on my vision sheet, and then I write something about it. What this picture means to me or what I want. And I call this my vision sheet. It is a variation of a vision board, which you may have heard of. A vision board is this big construction paper or chart paper that has all these pictures and drawings and text cutouts that you like. We use this instead of a vision board because it's easier to make. It's more portable, it's more changeable, it's more private. You can print out as many copies as you want. And I keep mine in this handy dandy little plastic cover, and it keeps it from getting yucky. So this is how I do my vision sheet. And it's a very handy tool. All I do with this is I look at it every day. That's all I do with this. I look at it. That is not a hard thing to do. The hard thing is figuring out what you want, but that's not really hard either because it's you and your life. And then all I do is look at it. And sometimes I read it and sometimes I don't. I just look at it. This is it. And I'll go, yep, that's what I want. The second paper tool that I use is a warrior's journal. I keep a yearly warrior's journal. This is the one I have for 2024. And in this, I write anything that is important to me. So I write, this might be where I capture the ideas that make up a meaningful life for me, a magnificent life. It might be where I write down things that I read. It might be where I write down things that problems I'm trying to solve or obstacles I'm trying to overcome. It might be where I doodle images of my own. It might be where I write my affirmations. I write everything into my warrior's journal. I do it in a chronological way, and that works for me. There are other ways to use journaling, but that is the way that I like it. And I particularly like this brand called Barren Fig. It's got a nice hardcover. This is the exact right size that I need for a year. I can order the color I like, and I'm currently into this charcoal color. The book lays flat, and the paper quality is so good. I don't have to worry about what kind of writing tool I'm using or coloring or drawing implement. I can use whatever I want. It doesn't bleed through. So I really like it. I like this size in particular. It's just the right size for me. I can put it in my purse. I can put it under my pillow and let things come to me through osmosis. I can travel with it. I just like this. And I'm really into Barren Fig. I've been using Barren Fig for 5 years now. And I've got it all organized, nicey, all matchy, the same color. And I used to use journals like this, message journal. This would be something that would appeal to me in the past. Oops, excuse me. Everything you can imagine is real. Pablo Picasso, it's a shiny. I love the message, but now I like the neatness, the sleekness, the organization of the Barren Fig. I also used to use these kinds. These beautiful, I used to buy these beautiful leather binders, and there's nothing wrong with them. But again, I like the organized neatness of the Barren Fig system. The only problem with Barren Fig is that they're pricey. This could cost $60. that's a lot of money. You can go to Walmart and get a dupe. This, you go to the art section. It's always near the school section. This is an artist sketchbook. It's the same thickness. It's got the same nice hardcover. It's got the same great paper. And if you bend the spine enough, you can make it lay flat, but you have to force it a little bit. But this is $10. So that's a great dupe. And so that is the second paper tool. I write down anything that's going on in my life that might be relevant in that. And the third paper tool is my day planner. This is a day planner, one day at a time. And my particular brand that I'm using right now is Day Designer. Again, I like the color. As you know, I'm into this charcoal gray. I like the matchy-matchy. I don't like designs because they can be very distracting. And I like that it's got this really thick, durable spiral binder. Again, the paper is a high quality. And this is where I concentrate on my day-to-day process. What are the things I have to do today to make this happen? What's the one baby step I can do today to make this happen? So I really like the Day Designer for that. But you pick a planner that you like. It doesn't matter what brand you use, but I highly recommend 3 paper tools: your vision sheet, your journal, and your planner. With those 3 tools, you can manifest anything you want in your life. You can identify it and you can manifest it. And so those are the 3 most important tools. I also, let me show you my exact tool that I'm working on right now so I can explain it to you. So in my vision sheet, I'm not going to share all my secrets, but I'll share one of them with you. So I'm trying to manifest this beautiful church compound. It's located in Connecticut. I think it's beautiful. It's got a church and it's got a chapel and it's got an area for a garden and it's got a house. So I could live and work there. And I really want it. And so this is the text I wrote. It says, I purchase and move to my fabulous unhouse. Somehow it all works out. That's what I wrote down. And this is another picture of it, a bigger picture. The church, I like it because it's got kind of a Shaker vibe. And I don't know. It's just beautiful to my eye. So that's what I'm working on manifesting right now. And I want to show you how I used my journal. This is, I've always known that I've wanted kind of my own compound, my own place. And I've been, thinking about this for ages. And then I wrote down in my journal, this was back in April. I was defining exactly what I wanted in my journal. And lo and behold. Okay, so what date is this? This is on April 15th, 2024. This is what I wrote. I manifest the exact mixed-use property I want. It is either a school or a barn or a church or a mill. It has a presence or a vibe. It is located in the Route 84 corridor that I target. It has at least 5,000 square feet. It is affordable to me. I found this property online not 2 days later after I wrote down what I wanted, after I wrote down the magnificence that I wanted and defined it. It came to me. And so then on April 28th, in my journal, I wrote down, I started thinking, well, geez, what would it cost me to move? And I just started putting some rough figures in. What would it cost me to move out of the property I'm in now? What would I have to do to convert this church compound into a place I'd want to live? And, so this book contains all my notes on obstacles and problems and things I have to do regarding making this property happen. And right now I'm focusing on my daily process so I don't obsess about all the reasons I can't have it. What are all the reasons I can't have it? Well, maybe the town's not going to approve my usage that I want to do. Or maybe it's going to be so explosively expensive to put in commercial sprinklers that I can't afford it. So I can obsess on all those worries, but instead I'm focusing on my journaling and I'm focusing on my daily process. What do I have to do to work this process to make it happen? And that is keeping me sane and stable and on track instead of stuck in worry, which, I love to worry. So I have to really be on guard against that, right? So that is the paper process that I use. And then we come to the mind processes, and these are just as important. To me, they are just as important. And there's 3 that I use. The first is to speak my intention into being, to speak it into my life. And what I say is, I own, operate, and live in the Big Heart Center in Connecticut. And maybe I just say it out loud. Maybe I say it into the mirror. Maybe I say it and write it into my journal. I just make a point of saying it. Maybe just once, but I say it. The second thing that I do, the second mental tool that I use is to see myself in this space. So there's 2 scenes that just capture my imagination and really work for me. The first scene is that I see myself in the main church hall, and I see where the wall, where the current altar is, I see that as a chalkboard, just a wall of chalkboard. And I see myself standing in front of it, and I'm talking to a group of people who have come to be with me, and we are talking, and we're in the zone, and we're enjoying each other, and it's just a great experience. So I see that scene in my head. And the other scene I see is me observing kids in the fairy garden and just seeing their joy, seeing their enchantment, seeing their delight. I see myself just observing that and kind of smiling. So those are the 2 scenes that I see it into existence. And then the third thing that I do, and I don't do the third thing all the time, I do it maybe once a week, maybe twice a week. I feel it into existence. And I don't do it often because it's kind of a potent experience that stays with me. After I've given this experience to myself, it stays with me. So I don't do it that often. But what I will do is I'll be sitting. I do these mind exercises usually in my bed, and I try to sit with my back as straight as possible so that the energy is flowing and good. And I will shut my eyes, and I experience the feeling of satisfaction, of owning this space, of working in it, and of living in it. And I just feel that experience of satisfaction through my whole body. I can make myself feel that. And as I said, it stays with me. So I don't do that one every day, but I do it. And those are the ways that I am manifesting this property into my life. And I will keep you posted and let you know how it goes. If you have a better process, I would love to hear from you. Maybe I'll use your process, but this is mine. And if you'd like to know more about manifesting your own magnificent life, check out the Warrior's Way Apprentice program. That's where we started. We build on it through all the Warrior programs, but we started there. And it's, it's you, your life, your values, your wants, your joy. It's not about me. And hey, if you like this content, smash that like button. You know what to do. Subscribe. And most of all, come back. I can't wait to be with you again. Mwah. Big love. Bye for now. See ya.